On people, what's going on? Here I am again. Hopefully my levels is good. Hopefully you can hear me. Shout out to the replay gang. Um, I'm live once again. This is something that I've been thinking about for a long time. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been thinking about it for a while. And I mull over this whole thing. Regardless of anybody watching or not, this is something I just need to say. When it comes to surviving here on YouTube, thriving and stuff like that, no tips, no tricks, no games. From what I've seen, from what I observed, people under me on the same level as me, above me. What's going on, Egyptian Gamer Geek? Thank you, appreciate that. Congratulations on the success you have over at your channel as well. And I just say when it comes to surviving on YouTube, what I've seen more and more of, and I try to escape from this, and I try not to get into it, in order to thrive, in order to survive on YouTube, I found that a lot of times with your channel, you have to come more niche or, more singular focused, or if at best, or at the least, maybe have one, two, three things. Let's say if you're a comedy channel, maybe you could do a vlog here, there, maybe you do a live stream and you get away with that. But sometimes when you're here on YouTube, and I just say this to save people a whole bunch of time, because I know there's other folks live right now, but I think this is important to say because so many people make the mistake of trying to be everything to everybody, and the reality is you can't be. You got to find something to settle with that. For somebody like me, it's challenging because you want to be free, you want to have that space to create, you want to do different things. But like it's been suggested to me, sometimes if you want to create whatever content that you want, it's best to buy a couple of hard drives, have videos behind the scenes that you promote, put out, or experiment with in your free time. Nothing wrong with saying hello, Egyptian Gamer Geek. I know you probably got to get out of here. It's all good. I'm just speaking my piece right now. I don't expect a lot of people to be in here tonight. I don't even know how many people are going to watch in the replay. But this is something that affects all YouTubers, all creators, anybody trying to compete. It's a lot of competition out there, and I'm not knocking it, because nowadays a lot more people are empowered. Anybody can go out there and speak. Anybody can, just press play or live stream or edit a video and put it out there for the world to see. The world has a chance to look at your art, to look at your rants, to look at your live streams, to look at your poetry, to look at, whatever you have to offer to the world. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we get lost because, we may be trying to do too many things at one time. You may think you're talented at everything. And sometimes you may only be talented at a few things, or maybe you're okay at a couple of things, but you're really great at other things. East Coast lady, appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, like I said, this is the no tips, no tricks version of what it takes to survive on YouTube. Whatever channel you are, be it you big, be it you small, if you want to survive on this platform or any other platform and thrive, you really do have to decide what it is that you want to be. And it took me some time because I realistically had to look at it like, okay, if I go into a store and I order something and there's a menu, I can't eat everything on the menu, not in one sitting, not in one day. Even if I tried, maybe I could get five or six different things before I go to the hospital or food poisoning or whatever the case may happen. When you sit down to a restaurant and you look at the menu, you may order one or two different things, maybe dessert, maybe a cup of coffee, maybe a pie, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you're serving, whatever they're serving at the restaurant, So it's a situation where I look at it and I say, okay, if I'm looking at it as YouTube is the restaurant, you're the consumer. Hey, what's going on, Crimson Fantasy? Appreciate you. If I look at it as you're a consumer and this is the restaurant and you come to order a particular thing, I have to give you what you're asking for, what you ordered, or what's on the menu. Sometimes you can confuse people because there's too many things on the menu. What does that have to do with the content and surviving and thriving and all that stuff on YouTube? People can get confused when they come to your channel. If people don't know what your channel is about, I don't care how much they like you, I don't care how cool you are, you know, um, you know, they could tend to, you know, they could tend to move away. He said your menu is carry out. That's funny. I came by a few months ago when you were walking to work. Nice to see you. Okay, nice to see you as well. Yeah. As far as my live streams and stuff like that go, I probably was doing a live stream or I probably was doing a vlog. I used to do a lot more of those, you know. And also too, when it comes to the content that you put out there, you have to do stuff that you have the time for, the money, the passion, the energy for as well. So there's a crazy dynamic because you do have to figure out something that's niche, that's more focused and tailor made for a particular audience because everybody's not going to watch everything. Like if I start talking about hip hop news or the shooting of Nipsey Hussle or something like that, everybody's not going to be into it. My audience, everybody's not going to care about that. Some people say Nipsey who, Nipsey Russell, but the point of it being is that to survive, to thrive on here, you don't need to have the most fancy, camera equipment or the best software. You don't need to have the biggest audience. You can have basically a dedicated 20 to 30 different followers and thrive and survive here, yeah. So yeah, RP Nipsey Hussle. But I think it's important to tap into your audience and figure out who it is that you want to be. Begin to formulate your identity and stuff like that. If you're just on here messing around, screwing around, and you don't care about it, cool, fine, no problem. Young kid or something like that, doing your thing. But if you're really online trying to survive and thrive, be it YouTube, be it somewhere else, you're gonna have to figure out what is it, that one thing that you could do very well, that one thing that it makes it hard for people to compete with you, and then try to scale that and get into the business side of it. I watched the streams and enjoyed the NY walk. Life changed quick for me. Well, sorry to hear that life changed quick for you from East Coast, but like I said, hopefully you keep the faith, keep strong, keep pushing on, keep doing what you got to do. Life changes for a lot of us. But thank you for coming here. Thank you for listening to what I'm saying here. And like I said, I think a lot of people can relate to the things that I'm saying here, thriving, surviving on YouTube, because a lot of us want people to watch. I know you do reviews, I'll give massive views, but I'm happy doing the content I enjoy. Yeah, no, definitely Crimson Fantasy. I mean, I would say to people, yeah, find an identity, make sure it's something that you enjoy, stick to it, have a schedule. Even though for me, sometimes it's challenging with the things that I do, sticking to a schedule, a time. When you go live or you put out a video or you do certain content, sometimes it can make it discouraging to try to put together elaborate content, do a whole bunch of editing, and then you get 80 views, So what's going on, Juice? Appreciate you for coming through. Juice is one of those people that thrived and survived on YouTube. The thing I like about Juice, with Juice coming in, he focused on fitness and being vegan and stuff like that. Now, I'm not vegan. I'm not going to lie and say I have aspirations to go vegan. What's going on, Juice? Appreciate you. But I think Juice has grown because he's understanding his market out there in Florida. So he's actually, as a black vegan out there, I got a lot of respect and admiration for what that brother does because he's come a long way. He's definitely embraced and engaged with his audience. He does different things and he does, experiment on his channel, but he has a main central theme, about being a vegan, being healthy, showing people, that it's easy to live, and not hard to live off the vegan lifestyle, which is definitely entertaining and interesting and educational, all those things wrapped into one. So it's not about the vegan, but I'm making it better decisions for our health. Health is wealth, right? There you go. But also too, I think the vegan part is a component to what you do. It's a big part of the identity that you put out there because I know you're not going to just get a slab of steak and start, getting some potatoes, and, getting crazy with it. But that's what it is. Good morning to you, Detox Diva. I appreciate you as well coming through. I appreciate a lot of you fine, beautiful folks coming through. Detox Diva is definitely another person who has a singular focus or, a centering in her channel. She understands her core audience, who it is. I'm not saying you can't experiment on YouTube. I'm not saying you can't, try and do different things, but people have to know what you're about. If you don't have an identity, if people can't figure out what it is that you do on your channel, then it's going to be really hard for you to thrive and survive and do your thing in 2019. Things may change, Maybe it may go back to a day where you can put out different things and whatnot. It is what it is. Art, thank you for coming through for the second time, for the second live stream. I don't know. What do you folks out there feel? What do you feel that you need to do to survive and thrive on YouTube? Juice says health is absolutely important. As humans, we'll only suffer mentally, romantically, professionally, and physically if our health is not up to par. I agree with you. I totally agree with you on that, Juice. But you understand your audience. And I guess that's the thing. What's going on, Cargo 619? I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Cargo, Cargo is very interesting when I see Cargo. She knows her audience as well. She's a very Disney themed channel. She does cooking videos and live streams and plays different games, related to Disney characters. But she knows who she is. She has an identity. She has an audience, and she doesn't pretend, as it comes to that. A lot of you folks on there that are on the live stream, back and forth through the chat, people that clicked on, you have a definite idea. China Berry, thank you for coming through. I am well. I am well. I'm trying to get my passport situation figured out. Mm, I had to send it back in because they got my last name wrong, but that's a side note. Anyway, shout out to those people that follow me on Facebook as well. You know who you are, but it's all good. I'm ready for your podcast. Your conversations are really interesting. Perfect for a podcast. I agree. I agree with you. They are. They are. The thing with the podcast, Juice, I just need the time. I just need the time and the energy to set up for a podcast. I do have the equipment. I can start pulling out stuff. I can start setting up stuff right now for something like I'm gonna be far from you next weekend. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Cargo. Like I said, if you're not far, just shout me a holler and whatnot. I know some people. I don't try to pressure people if they're in the area. If you see or not want to see, it's what it is. But thank you for the shout out, though. I know people come in and out of New York and whatnot a lot. Like I said, we don't have to do the meetup or nothing like that because I know people got different arrangements and stuff. But thank you for the shout out. I do appreciate that. Just in time prepping. Thank you for coming through. Let me see. I just got to go back to the comments. Article 13 make it harder for everyone on Facebook and Instagram. I got to check out Article 13. Definitely. For me, my husband was diagnosed with cancer, a tumor in the neck and throat. Waiting for treatment to start. Sorry, just venting. Nah, there's nothing wrong with venting. Thoughts and prayers to your husband. Sorry about that situation, that tragic, that dramatic, tragic situation as far as what's going on with that. Definitely my thoughts and prayers for you. I will, I definitely will, I definitely will keep you in my thoughts and whatnot. Yeah, I will watch a podcast with you for sure. I'm headed to bed, honey. Peace. All right. Thank you, China Berry. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. I appreciate anybody for coming through. Right now, no problem, Cargo. Thank you. Thank you again for that. You come through. You know what to do. I know I can be super hard on the track, but that's my circus. Okay, I got you on that last message, Crimson Fantasy. Sorry about that. I was just trying to make sure I keep up with the stat. Who the Florida Male South Floridians love vloggers and YouTubers. That's funny. Definitely. Who knows? I thought about that, Juice. Who knows? Maybe one day I might move out to Florida and then become a big YouTube star. But anyway, forget all that. Not to get sidetracked. Thank you for listening to me, folks. I'm not leaving just yet. But what I'm saying is, as I repeat myself, for those that don't know, for those people that are coming in back and forth, you know, because of the amount of competition that's on YouTube, because of the amount of people that actually live stream, because of the amount of people that are actually on the platform. I don't know if it's 2 billion yet or half a billion still, or just the amount of people that are online. There's so many people fighting for attention. So when people come to your channel, you know, they need to know. They need to know what it is that you do. You know, they need to know what's going on. You know, I'm still waiting for another Connect Four. Yeah, I need to do some more Connect Four videos. I don't think anybody's ready for me in Connect Four though. But it is what it is. Um, yeah, yeah, no, it is nice. But like I said, I don't want to get sidetracked again. What I was saying though, I have to make tea now. Just doing stuff over there, enjoying this real fun and all way. Knowing your target is important. Yes, yes, Art. That's the point of this video. Chicago just voted for their first black gay woman as mayor. Yeah, I heard about that. I got to read more up on that story. That's definitely an interesting thing to talk about. I don't know a whole great deal about that just in time prep, but it shows progress, especially in Chicago, especially with all the stuff that they got going on. Hashtag surviving R. Kelly, Jesse Smollett, a whole bunch of other things going on out there. Police violence and shootings and killings and stuff like that. They say that Chicago geographically is one of the most segregated cities inside of the United States. So go figure for that. Mm. I had to take a sip. I had to take a sip. Yeah, but like I was saying, just for those people that's coming through, people that are watching the replay gang, hashtag shout out to you. This is just me speaking real and talking just for a few minutes to say, hey, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to do multiple things. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to have a channel where you just to experiment with stuff and put it out there. But if you want to survive, if you really want to thrive, you got to know your audience. You got to figure out what your passion is. Um, what is my opinion on Jesse? The Jesse Smollett thing, my opinion on that, honestly, I don't trust it. I don't like how it was handled. I felt like there was a lack of transparency on both sides. As far as the act, Jesse Smollett, the guy from what you call it, Empire and whatnot. I think there was a manipulation on both sides. Maybe the pot calling the kettle black. As far as the Chicago PD and stuff like that. I think there was a lot left to be desired with that situation. It was mishandled. I would start updating 4K video from now on. Uploading 4K scenes more 4K videos with another resolution. Okay, yeah. I heard about that juice. As far as 4K, who is this? Crackhead Studios. What's up? Interesting name. Shout out to you, Crackhead Studios. I think this is the first time I've seen you. Yas Poet. What's good with you, man? Yeah, but that Jesse Smollett situation out there in Chicago, I think it was mishandled on both sides. I think there was a lot left to be desired as far as, not knowing who to believe and, really, kind of like one of those, it could go either way. So that's just my thoughts and feelings on that. Yeah, no, just in time prepping. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. For anybody that was watching, I kind of said a lot of what I really wanted to say on this subject matter. I'll recap again. Some people say, why do I repeat myself? I've been asked this one time. I repeat myself in live streams because sometimes people come in the middle and stuff like that, and they don't know what's going on. And sometimes people are not going to go all the way back to the beginning to find out what you were talking about. So anybody that actually watches it to this point, basically, this is a summary, recap, stuff like that. Exactly, Juice. Congrats to Chicago on a progressive move. About electing a first black openly gay woman, as the mayor of the city. So from Rahm Emanuel to the first openly gay black woman as mayor. And also to rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. And, sorry about all the, gun violence and nonsense that goes on in LA and cities like Chicago, New Jersey, New York, and stuff like that. North Brooklyn here in New York is right now is on fire. A lot of shootings and stuff like that that don't come to the national attention. Yeah, it's all a distraction in a lot of ways. Yas Poet. There's a lot of distractions that are distracting us for the type of people that we probably should or ought to be and stuff like that. There's a whole host of things that we could probably talk about and get into as far as that is concerned. You know, but yeah, it can go crazy. Running a YouTube channel is a job, yes, to get focused back onto what the conversation was about. It can be like a job, but let it be a job that you actually want to go to. Let it be a situation that actually is fun for you. When it stops being fun, I think it's time to take a step back. When it's no longer lucrative or profitable or exciting or something that you're passionate about doing, then maybe it's a time to take a step back from, what this whole YouTube world and channel and things are about. So it's one of those things where, you just gotta be realistic about yourself be realistic to yourself with what you really want to do with YouTube, especially in 2019, because there's a lot of people who have tips and tricks, who have videos and multi-level, marketing schemes on how to get you to get more views. People still pay for views and buy subscribers and stuff like that. It still gets done, you know, private through private conversations. I found out stuff about that, which I'm not going to get into and divulge here in this live stream, but it happens, you know. But for the most part, you don't need any secret sauce or, you know, backdoor, you know, private chat to figure out what it is that you need to do to survive on YouTube. Is understand who you are. And what do I mean by understanding who you are? Understanding what you're passionate about. Understanding that one thing. Everybody has that one thing on their channel that they are very passionate in talking about that they would do for free, no matter what. And I think that's where you start. You start on that one thing that you're passionate about, and you figure out the best way to present that to the public, you know, to the subscribers, to the YouTube audience at large. You figure out how to put the proper tags, the thumbnails. You figure out a posting schedule, or, you know, a time when you're going to upload. And something like Juice was saying, you figure out the resolution. You may not need the resolution thing right now. If you go 1080p, then it's 1080p. You know, thank you, Art. Appreciate that. But I think for the most part, it's about figuring out your audience. Maybe your audience may not be as big as somebody else's. Some people would say to me, Mel, you should have a big audience and there should be more people in your live streams. If you want to be real, the amount of people that are in my live stream right now are the people that should be in my live stream. Thank you, Detox Diva. And I say that for each and every one of you. The people that show up to your live streams, the people that support you in your video, are the people that should be supporting you. Now the question is, how do you get that to grow? How you get that to grow is through collaboration. That's one of the easiest ways to do it. You know, if you're going to spend money on anything, you know, let's say you go into another city, you know, happy hump day to you as well, Juice. I don't know if you have to go or whatnot, but thank you for being here. You know, like I said, somebody advised me and said, if you're going to spend money on anything as it pertains to YouTube, you know, you spend it going to see other YouTubers and collaborate and see, you know, if you could cross pollinate and, you know, get to know other people's audiences, go to other live streams and stuff like that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, East Coast. I'm just being honest right now because, you know, at least speaking my truth, because a lot of this stuff you don't hear. I mean, when you see tips and views and I mean, tips on how to get, you know, views and subscribers and stuff like that, you know, you hear all these elaborate things that you got to do. Sometimes we make it more complicated than it actually is, you know, and that's one of these. Detox Diva says, yes, I have a small audience, but they're consistent and they are awesome supporters. And I think that's what it is, Detox Diva. It's about the supporters that you have. It's about understanding that, you know, once you present yourself in a certain way, once you hit a certain audience, you know, commercially, it'll grow, you know. But you worry about your core group because your core group is going to follow you and be there for you through thick and thin, no matter what. The people that are going to come and support you, the people that's going to support you, the people that are only going to support you because you're popular or you're the flavor of the month for the moment, those are the people that were going to do that regardless. You know, right now, if I got attention from, you know, mainstream media or a big YouTuber or somebody of note, then a lot of people that normally don't come to my channel, even of my own subscribers, would come to my channel. They would see me, they would talk to me, you know, people would call me, folks would show up. I've had people that I haven't talked to or spoke to in years, you know, who found that I had a YouTube channel and I had a little following, and all of a sudden now you want to know what's going on with me. That's your business, but that's what it is. So it comes with the territory, you know. But I think for the most part, it's about who you are as a person and where you're trying to go with this. Is anyone else one? Let me see what he says. Sorry about that. I am live. Hopefully I didn't cancel my live. Sorry about that, Juice. Is anyone else here on Instagram? It's a great platform to grow your YouTube channel just by posting pictures. I use it all the time. Yeah, that is definitely something that people do, and that is a great idea from Juice and stuff. You know what he was saying right there. You know, there's different ways to promote what it is that you're trying to do and how you're trying to put yourself out there. You know, but like I said again, I tell people, don't be afraid to go after your passion and really find that one thing that's going to work for you. Sometimes we may have two or three things that we're good at, but a lot of times what's smart to do, and one of the things I almost forgot to say, it's smart to actually, if you have, let's say you have 5 or 6 different things that you want to do, I would say break up those channels. Break it up into channels. You know, have maybe 2 or 3 different channels where you may do 1 or 2 different things, and then you put it out there like that. Because if you have 6 or 7 different things that you're trying to do on one channel, unless you have multiple people working with you on that channel, then it's going to be crazy. It's all about having a great niche channel that drives a lot of traffic. Yes, I agree with you totally, wholeheartedly, Juice. And I think a lot of people forget that. I've made the mistake of not doing that myself. Because a lot of times you may have multiple things that you want to do. I've done comedy videos here. I've done live streams. I've done vlogs. I've done product videos. I've done all kind of stuff on this channel. I watch you on your way to work when you stream. Loved it. It's nice to see you again. It's nice to see you again as well. Thank you, East Coast. I appreciate that as well. But I'm saying this to folks to try to save you a lot of trouble, because what happens is people don't tell you one of the main things that you have to do. One of the main things you have to do is figure out who you are. What's going on? Right side of Floyd. Been a while. Appreciate you. Strong. You know, prayers to you. Thank you. Um, One of the things people don't do is tell you realistically, that maybe you should focus on, one or two particular things and get really good at it. And then, understand your core audience and move on from there. If you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice. I say, if you have a channel, do no more than two or three things on your channel. Don't try to get yourself caught up in doing five or six different things and moving all around the thing and just trying to do things like you want to do prank videos one day, but that's not really your thing. Another great tool is to be on social, to be social on YouTube by posting comments on other people's YouTube channels. Yes, I agree with folks. I agree with Juice when he says that. If you're on YouTube, there's nothing wrong with networking. I mean, if you have subscribers, there's nothing wrong with going to your subscribers' channels. Regardless of how many views you got. Like, look at somebody like Juice. Look at somebody like Kate, Detox Diva. A couple of you folks that come through here. I have multiple people who follow me, who have more subscribers than me, who don't have to come to my channel. But Juice is somebody that doesn't have to talk to me. He doesn't have to be here. If Juice never came to my channel and said another word to me, he would be fine. But the fact that he comes here builds goodwill. It shows that that's a solid brother over there on the other end. That's something that would push me to tell you, go check out Juice and his channel, and I will promote his videos and do stuff that, maybe, other subscribers won't do, So that's what it is. Coping alone. Thank you. Appreciate you for coming through. I'm doing okay. I'm just here talking about different things on YouTube and thriving and surviving in different ways. People, got to be realistic with themselves, or should be realistic with themselves, about how you're going to survive. And I think you said it best. Having a great niche channel is going to definitely help you. Your social media marketing is definitely impactful for YouTube channel. Yeah, but here's the thing, Detox Diva, and I don't want to forget this part. See, this is why it's important to have a niche channel and to really understand what your audience is, because you can do social media marketing, but let's say you have 6 or 7 different things. You can't pay but so much attention to all the different things that's going on. If I have 6 or 7 different things, I may be doing marketing, social media marketing, but I could be marketing the wrong thing. My vlogs could be on fire, but then I'm promoting my live streams heavy. Or there's print videos that I'm doing, and that's the move, but I'm too busy, focusing on, comedy videos or whatever the case may be. You have to know what it is that you're passionate about, understand the seasons, the timing, the marketing, a different approach, whatever it is that you would do, if, you were doing it for free. If you were in your room and you were making videos and nobody ever saw these videos, what would you talk about? What would you blog about? What would you live stream about? What would you do edited content about? What would you put together? That's the type of content that I would tell people to put out there. If only you could do one thing, ask yourself the question. If there was only one thing you could do, what would that be? Juice says, hold up. Juice says, vlogging in public really skyrocketed my channel. I highly recommend you guys should start filming in your local town in public. It's a little awkward, but effective. Well, I put a caveat to that, Juice. I understand that, but you have to be careful. Like with me, I'm from an area, urban area, and sometimes there's elements here that I don't need to be shown on camera. Maybe somebody's doing a drug sale, or there's a police investigation, or there's people out there committing crimes and stuff like that. If I'm vlogging in public, I have to be safe. So if you live in an urban area or a crime area, you have to be careful. Posting pictures and tagging brands in your photos could also lead to promotion on Instagram. So there's many ways to grow a channel. Yes, there's many ways to grow a channel, but also be careful. Yes, I have to go to bed to wait for 3 hours. Thank you. Appreciate it. Blessings and peace to you, Detox Diva. I will definitely catch you when I get a chance to catch your live streams and your beautiful videos. I encourage people to check out, Detox Diva. Very awesome individual, beautiful soul. Thank you for stopping by. And I appreciate a lot of you folks for stopping by. You know, and there's many ways to grow on YouTube, on different platforms. But the main point that I want people to take away from here is I want you to understand that you have to form an identity about what your channel is about what your content is. Because if you don't, people will get confused. People will click off or maybe subscribe to you, but not come to your channel as much, and it'll be harder for you to promote, because you won't know what to focus on because you're trying to focus on everything. You could be the jack of all trades and the master of none. And sometimes, if you want to gain an audience, you have to be the master, of one thing. And the thing about it is, which is cool with having a niche channel, let's say you want to do more than one thing that's a niche channel. The thing is to have the separation because a lot of times people will get confused. Mel Podcast, please, you got this, bro. Yeah, I need to get into that. I definitely need to get into that. Everything is all timing, no juice. There's some things behind the scenes that I'll probably talk to you about with that. Pick a Rick one. Yeah, I think content is more important than metadata is. Yes, pick a Rick. And that's one of the things I want people to understand. If anything, I want you folks to understand. I want you to understand. Find an identity, find an audience, stick with it, become very good at it, and you will grow. You may not grow the way that you want to grow. You may not grow like some of the bigger YouTubers. Remember, some folks have corporations behind them. They have major brands. They have marketing and all that. What's going on? Appreciate you, Creative Redundancy. Thank you for coming through. And no matter what your channel is about, never look at it as if it's something that's too silly, if it's something that's stupid, even if all you're doing is just, painting a wall or, messing with stick figures or whatever it is that you do. Maybe you have funny dance routines, maybe you have karaoke, whatever it is you do. And there's no knock to any of those people that do different things. But whatever is your niche, whatever it is your thing, pour your heart into it. you know, be passionate about it, be realistic, because a lot of times we may think that we could just come on and do anything, but it's not for everybody. Like with me, that's I'm not gonna get on here and start doing a whole bunch of prank videos. That's not my thing. I mean, I could do vlogging here and there, but I'm not gonna do everyday vlogging and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do any singing videos. You're not gonna see any Mel singing videos, anything like that, karaoke. I may do it as a joke. I may see a comedy video here and there. I mean, you can have channels where you experiment. If you want a channel to experiment, then use that channel as a playing ground, a developmental channel to experiment. I'm a fan of your conversation, bro. Appreciate that, Juice. I'm a fan of your channel as well. But the point I try to tell people is just that, be realistic with yourself about what you do. Create your thing like artwork, characters, etc. Yes, creative redundancy. That's what you do. That's what you do. But don't feel ashamed, because sometimes when people are doing their thing, you could look at somebody else's channel and say, wow, they just passed 50,000 subscribers. And here I am with my 1,500. And I've been doing my thing and I got more videos than them, but they got more subscribers and views and they're getting paid. Well, the thing about it is that you may not be getting paid and having the same success as them, is because they are comfortable in their own skin. They figured out their identity, who they want to be. Sometimes you need to figure out who you want to be. And I'm saying that from personal experience. Figure out who you want to be. Figure out what it is for you. And for me, it's challenging. I struggle with it even to this second, because a lot of times you want to do everything. I want to get on here and vlog. I want to get on here and do live streams. I want to do comedy videos. I want to do podcasts. I want to do it all on the same channel. But sometimes you have to separate it because it can become confusing for people. Now, if you have a channel that has multiple people on it and you develop shows and you want to do it like a television network, then that's something you could do. But that's something a little bit more complex that you have to know something about. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's channels, you look at like T Series or, other folks out there that do different things, Vsauce and whatnot, that have people on there who have teams and stuff like that that help them behind the scenes, or, big YouTubers like, Casey Neistat or Lily Singh, something like that. I'm not a YouTuber, but I'm a supporter and I love you. I visit a lot of people. Appreciate that, East Coast lady. Dakota and fam, appreciate you for coming through. Nothing wrong with that. But like I'm saying, if you're a supporter, then you're a supporter. Kudos to you. Nothing wrong with being a supporter. But if you're a YouTube creator and you want to grow and you want to actually begin to have a sizable audience, may not be as big as somebody else's, find your passion. And finding your passion is about finding the things that you're good at doing. It's about doing that thing that you would do if nobody was watching, if nobody was paying you, if nobody knew that you were doing it, and it's something you did. If you sung in the shower, let's say you sung in the shower, and you happen to be really good, maybe you should do a singing video. You should develop. You should really be serious with yourself and realistic. If you're scared of what you might put out there, then you could do videos. You could set them to private or unlisted, and then you could actually, have people watch it personally. And then when your videos are up to snuff or professional enough or look good enough to share with the public, then you can share them with the public. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, when we make videos and we do content, we don't necessarily have to press send and upload and put it out there right away. We can actually, look at it behind the scenes and develop. We can watch ourselves. Some of my videos, I haven't put out all my videos. Whatever hobbies you have, it should be a niche for you, your YouTube channel. Exactly. I agree with you, Juice. But what people don't tell you, they don't tell you that. They really don't tell you that. So, and there's a lot of people that don't want you to know that, because here's the thing. If I'm a big YouTuber, I'm looking at you as competition. If I'm a mid-level to big YouTuber, I do have videos just my home and yard. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having home and yard videos. Develop those videos, become the best at doing those type of videos, and then when it's time, understand your audience. Share it on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Go to different groups. Groups of home and yard, and and send it to that group, and discuss it amongst people in that group. Like if I had a podcast, what I would do is I would go to Facebook and Twitter, and different spots in YouTube, and connect with those podcast communities and begin to talk about different things as it pertains to my podcast, and go from there. Know your audience. And I think that's the biggest thing. People talk about your content and what you should do and how things transpire and whatnot. One of the biggest misfalls and missteps people do is not knowing their audience. Know what your audience is. A lot of people may want to put out videos. Let's say you want to put out videos, that are about karaoke. Maybe say you want to put out videos that are about vlogs. Go to where those people are. Go to the communities where they are. Maybe the vlogging community is not what it used to be on YouTube. You still keep that there, but maybe you need to go to Instagram. Maybe, when it comes to something about photos and stuff like that you put out there, maybe you need to go to Instagram and put out your photos, or your poetry. Maybe you need to go to Tumblr or something like that. Maybe if you want to talk about politics, or, just ratchet behavior, or whatever's going on in the latest news, maybe you need to go to a place like, Twitter, whatever the case, wherever people go, or whatever new, they got MeWe. So there's all kind of different, places where people go. But understand and know what your passions are. Understand and know where your audience is. Don't play games with it. I tell you, I wish I would have knew this in the beginning. Exactly. Know your audience, maybe more than just numbers or names, but real people behind those channels' names. Exactly. Creative redundancy. And that's the mistake a lot of us made. I've made that mistake in the beginning. A lot of times we don't think about and understand that there are real people behind these channels. There are real people on the other side of the screen. There's a real person on this screen talking to you. So yeah, that's what's up. East Coast lady, your supporter. So that's what's up. There's nothing wrong with understanding who you're talking to. You know, finding who you are, the potential of being, as in life, as in general. I guess first is have to ask why you're a creator. Exactly, that's true. It's not. There's nothing wrong with asking why you're a creator. Frozen Fury. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. That's a great question. You should ask why you're a creator. Why would you want to create? Because maybe you are just meant to be somebody who's a support channel. Maybe you're somebody who's there to say a prayer, to give a kind word, to have a great conversation with somebody. Maybe it's not your thing to be a creator, because sometimes we as people, we get on here, we have channels, we have these ideas, we put content out there, and we may not necessarily be, somebody who's into it as much as we thought we were. Certain things on YouTube that I don't do that people don't really notice as much anymore, but maybe I'm not as much into it as I used to be. The YouTube algorithm is getting smarter every day. Subscribers and views are almost pointless, but the watch time and retention, yeah, definitely. Retention, and those metrics are definitely something that YouTube measures. But You do have scalability. You do have merchandise and products and business opportunities that come. Nothing wrong with being supportive and encouraging channels. Exactly. Shout out to all the supporting and encouraging channels out there. I mean, they definitely help us thrive. They definitely helped me through some tough times when I wanted to quit and delete the channel and go my own way and do other things because having people out there to just say, hey, how you doing? Like some of you folks don't even realize in the chat, you asking me how I'm doing means a whole lot. People coming by just saying, hey, Mel, how are you? That means more than you know. I have people that I see on a regular basis that know me personally, don't ask me a damn thing. They don't care, whether I live or die. So when you have, perfect strangers or people that are on your, live streams or, that you meet in passing and whatnot, it means a big deal, a great deal, that you would even ask the question and, ask it from a place of sincerity. So, you know, shout out to you folks out there that support, that sincere, just about asking about how people are doing. I missed the dishwasher stream. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna do another dishwasher streams, but that's been requested. And who knows? Keep looking. You may see that. I visit and chat only the people I enjoy. I don't care who or where you're from. And there's nothing wrong with that, East Coast lady. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, because I think, and at the core, a lot of us that are supportive channels, right? We just want to connect with people, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about YouTube is that you have a chance to connect with people from all walks of life. Because what most people don't know, I really almost did walk away from YouTube a couple of times because it was stressful sometimes. I was putting out videos and video on video on video on video. I'm editing videos. I'm going to different boroughs in New York. I show people stuff on this channel that you will never see in New York if you came here. That you will never see from other channels, from bigger YouTubers. If you go through some of my old vlogs, I showed you parts of New York that you will never see. And you can go and ask those bigger YouTubers. You can ask Casey Neistat. You can ask the Eric Conovers. You can ask the Sam Sheffers or whatever. I showed you parts of New York that you will never see on my vlog. And then I come and I look and I say, wow, I got 300 views and they got 300,000 views. Hey, it is what it is. But the thing is, you do know your audience. You do know where you're coming from. You be realistic with yourself and, you congratulate people on their success. And sometimes you just say it's not your moment. If you're not succeeding or getting the type of views and the type of subscribers or the type of energy that you're looking for, I don't say don't keep putting it out there. Sometimes you have to switch it up. At first, I never wanted to start YouTube, and multiple people kept asking me to start, and I never did. And now I can't leave. I think I'm probably like that as well too. K Dog, what's up? Thank you for stopping by to show support. First timer, appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to the first timers. Shout out to the replay gang, the people that's gonna come through. You know, I didn't even know if I was gonna go live this morning, this night, or whatever, but had some things on my mind. And for those people that are just coming in right now, basically the nuts and bolts of this conversation is this. You want to survive, you want to thrive on YouTube. No ticks, no, I mean, no tips, no BS. This is what you do. Find a passion, right? Stick with a niche, develop your passion, find your audience, be patient, communicate with other people, network, and you will grow. Guys, definitely do research on Article 13. It's going to really affect a lot of channels for the worse in the coming months. I will do some research on Article 13. I definitely will. It's sounding like something you need us to know about, and I appreciate that. Somebody like Juice is definitely a channel I encourage you folks to check out because he's very knowledgeable. He knows a lot about stuff. He's not afraid to speak his mind, and he's definitely a fun guy to be around. From what I see from different live streams that he does and different vlogs. He's a very brave individual. One of my favorite vlogs from you, I don't think I said this to you, Juice, is when you were in Haiti. I was blown away by your Haiti vlog. I mean, anybody ever got a chance to check out Juice's channel? That's definitely a vlog that he did. That series of vlogs you did there, I was blown away. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. I was like, wow, okay. I saw a turn in your channel then. I know you had it before then, but when I saw those vlogs, I said this brother's on another level. I said it's only a matter of time, and I still think that you have a lot more success to go. I'm proud of you, brother, because I know you come from the heart. I know you about the people. I know you're doing your thing. You and D out there in Florida, and hopefully you get married one of these days if you're not married already. Have some little kids or something running around. Who knows? Maybe you introduce them to YouTube. But let me get out your business. But anyway, shout out to you for that, brother. And much success to you and your channel. Because you definitely do your thing. Yes, and not being a music channel, it pushes me us to go in the direction of original music and even creative copy and others. Yeah, no, definitely. Um, that's a great point, Frozen. Figure out the type of channel that you are, and that channel, you go in the direction where you need to go in to make your channel thrive and do what you got to do. Like I said earlier, a few months ago, I watched you go to work. It was awesome. Life was different for everyone watching. Yes, yes, yes. Um, but I'd say to anybody, when you do these when you do these type of vlogs or type of content, make sure it's something that you're passionate about. There's certain things that you probably haven't seen me do in a while, but I had to be passionate about it. And if I do vlogs or walk to work or do something that you haven't seen me do, then you know, it is something. Yeah, for Article 13, I will check out Article 13. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get ready to go because my battery on my phone is gonna die, and I don't want to have the abrupt black screen, shh, 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 shh. But I appreciate you folks for coming through, listening to me, and hopefully something that I said resonates with you. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it was insightful and all that other stuff. As always, thank you for watching. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. For dramatic effect, I had to cut off the light. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not going to sleep, but this battery is about to die. So you know how that goes. Footsteps in the dark. Thank you for all you folks for coming. I definitely appreciate you folks. It's not lost on me the contribution that you make to my channel. It's not lost on folks that actually come and watch the replay. Love you all. I appreciate you. Peace to you. And, I will see you in the future. I just don't want the camera to shut out on you right now. But like I said, as always, spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Had to cut the lights off for dramatic effect.